Hello, this is Craig Sikora. I'm a manager at Traphagen, and this is the QuickBooks Online presentation, which we will go through how to work in QuickBooks, the different versions of QuickBooks, um, and just a few other little things that QuickBooks has online has that's better than QuickBooks Desktop. Reasons for you to convert. Okay. So at Traphagen, we have two sides. We have our wealth management side, which handles investments and tax returns, as well as trusts and estates and planning. We've also got our tax and accounting side, which I am a manager on. And that's where we do all our accounting work, our tax returns, our QuickBooks, and our audits. Like I said, my name is Craig Sikora. I'm an enrolled agent. I work with QuickBooks. I've been at the firm for 12 years. I'm a QuickBooks Advanced Pro Advisor, and I work with converting QuickBooks files from desktop to online. As well as QuickBooks accounting and setting up files. Okay, so now we're going to go through the different versions of QuickBooks. So you know which one will help you out the most. First one's Simple Start. It's normally $30 a month. You only get one user. It's the most bare bones version that you could get. It's good for anybody who wants to just record checks, record deposits. You could also do invoicing through this, and you could hook up one sales channel, such as an eBay or a PayPal. You could hook up one of those accounts to your QuickBooks. You could also work with sales tax and sales tax liability sheets as well. The next grade up is the Essentials. And with the Essentials, in addition to everything that you get in the Simple Start, you get to have three workers involved. You could have three users, yourself and two others. You could connect three sales channels, and you could enter time for payroll. The next version up, and this is the one that's used mostly. It's the one that most clients will pick for mid-sized businesses, and that has everything that you get in the Essentials version, plus you get 5 additional users. You could connect to all your sales channels, and you're able to do financial planning and handle your inventory through the program. The final version, which is the closest to QuickBooks Enterprise, is Advanced. And with this one, you get everything you get in Plus. You're able to have 25 users at your business using the program at the same time. You get to track your fixed assets if you need to track fixed assets. And you have a workflow, a 24/7 support. So QuickBooks will help you out at any point, at any time. And you don't have to pay anything extra for that. And they will restore data if anything ever happens to it. Now I'm going to take us to the desktop, the dashboard, the main dashboard of the program. But before I go into the main dashboard, I just want to go through the reasons why you would want to upgrade to QuickBooks Online. The main reason you want to upload to QuickBooks Online is because you could reach it from anywhere. You can get to it from your phone. You get to it from your computer, from your laptop. You don't have to have it on one system. You don't have to just use that computer. If something happens to your computer, you could get it somewhere else. The data is stored by QuickBooks on their servers in the cloud, and they back it up. So your data is with them. Another reason is it is very easy for you to get the file to your accountant. All you have to do is set up, which you'll see through this cog here. You could set up through Manage Users an accountant. And all you do is you send to your accountant's email accounting access, and there's no longer a need for an accountant's copy or a backup file being sent to your accountant, who then gets it, makes changes, and sends them back. Everything gets done in real time. We have access just like you and your users have access to the file. And of course, another big reason is because of support, QuickBooks support. QuickBooks is trying to get more and more customers off of the desktop version and onto the online version. So the support is very limited on your desktop, whereas you have support all the time with QuickBooks Online. They'll help you through. It's easy for them to connect to you and get to your file. Another thing that helps with QuickBooks Online is you're able to make any changes. You get all upgrades. So QuickBooks continuously upgrades and fixes the program. You don't have to buy a new version every year or every 3 years like you do on a QuickBooks desktop. It's always evolving as you go. And they fix different issues that may come up in it over time. And you'll always have the newest version. That helps out a lot because you don't have to worry about doing updates or, like I said, getting a new program every 3 years, because QuickBooks no longer supports anything after 3 years. So if your file becomes corrupt and you're using a QuickBooks desktop from back in 2020, QuickBooks is not going to help you fix that file. The data is going to be lost. So at our firm, we help clients convert their files from desktop to online. We could help you get the online package through QuickBooks. We get a 30% discount for the first year on the programs. You just have to go with one of our associates upstairs. We're all QuickBooks Pro advisors, and we can help you get a subscription with that first year discount through our Pro advisor status. Okay, so now we're going to go through how the program works and the different parts of the program. So the first thing I want to go through is the main screen and where everything's situated on the main screen. So right now we're in the dashboard, and the dashboard has an access to the bank accounts that are in the system. It has some little charts and graphs here with profit and loss and other things after you have gotten your data in that you could easily look at. All along the left side here are all different sections. You could think of it, if you work on desktop, as being the taskbar on the top. It's very similar. Inside the transaction section, that's where you could go and hook up your bank feeds. You could reconcile your bank accounts. and you could find your chart of accounts in here. So your chart of accounts, we'll go through a little bit later, is all the different accounts that you have in there, whether they're balance sheet accounts or expenses and income accounts. They're all listed on that chart. Then we have our sales section, which will show you all your customers' names, all the invoices that you created for those customers, any open invoices, all the closed invoices. You could receive your payments in here for any invoices that you've been paid on. And you could record all your products and services that you would like to show on your invoices in here. Here's your products and services. The expense section shows your vendors' names. You could create bills in here from the vendors. You could put your mileage if you want to keep track of mileage for any reimbursements. You could put your contractors' information in for 1099s. The next line is your customers and leads. This just has listings of your customers. Again, it's just another section that is pretty similar to sales. You have your report section. Now, this section gives you all of your reports, your balance sheet, your profit and loss, the accounts receivable aging summary, cash flow statements, any budgeted financials that you may have put information in for, your trial balance, any adjusting journal entries that you want to print out. That's all found in here. Then if you buy the payroll module, you could also prepare payroll reports, record all your employees, file your 941s. Most people use payroll companies, and it's a lot easier. If you're using QuickBooks, you're going to have to do most of the work in order to use the payroll module. The time module has to do with payroll, putting in time entries and things like that. Projects are if you're trying to prepare work based on projects. So if you have different projects that you work with and you want to see profit and losses, you could set those projects up in here, and you're able to view what income, what expenses are being put into that project. Budgets is a place where you could put future budgeting in, so you could see what you've budgeted. You could see reports of what you've budgeted versus what you've actually done for those months and quarters. Taxes are for 1099 filings. Sales tax if you're gonna pay your sales tax, and any year-end filings that you have to do. That is pretty much most of what you'll be using in this taskbar. The other section that also brings you to many sections that are here is this plus new tab. This is where you're going to go for easy to find places to receive a payment, to record an invoice, prepare an invoice, send out a credit memo, record a bill from a vendor, pay a bill from a vendor, print out any checks that you may want to print out. You could also do payroll through here. You could prepare journal entries through this plus sign. Record bank deposits or transfers in between accounts. Everything gets done through here. It's a very easy way of getting into different parts of the section to the left here. The other main section is in this cog over here. And this is more about settings, things that run around in the background. You have all your account settings in here. You can manage all your users, give access to some users that you may want to use your program. You could get to your chart of accounts through here. You could get to all your products and services in here. You could get to reconciling bank statements in here, budgeting. You can look at your audit log to see who has created certain transactions in your program. You could also see your subscription and billing in here. So now that's a general workaround of what this main screen is. What I'm going to show you first is how to record a check in the bank account. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to go to transactions. You want to go to the chart of accounts. And then this is going to be bringing up all the accounts, like I said earlier. It has all your expense accounts, all your balance sheet accounts, your assets, your liabilities. What you're going to do is on the bank account that you want to enter the check for, you're going to view your register. All right. Now, entering a check is for anybody that has written checks out of their checkbook and are not printing them directly out of QuickBooks. If you're printing them directly out of QuickBooks, you're going to do it a different way. What you end up doing is going into the new system and just paying your bills or printing the checks that you've already created. That will print them out and record them right into here. What you're going to do here is if you've written a check out, you're going to go click this little down arrow. These are all the different transaction types you could use. We're going to select a check. We're going to put the date in for the check number, who it's to, say it's to Staples. We're going to record the payment amount that's on the check. And then we're going to put here whatever expense it belongs to. So for this purpose, it's office expense. If you want to see all the different expenses that you have already in the system, they're right here for you when you click this down arrow to search through. Or if there's not one here already, so we'll say that this is supplies, which we've already got, so we can't use that. So we'll use, for instance, we'll just say it was maintenance. And we'll create the expense right here. And there we go. We've created a new expense that we haven't had before. Then we'll hit save, and that'll record the check in there for you. As you can see, it keeps the running tally of your bank account, which will show your book balance. Any outstanding checks, that the bank hasn't picked up yet. Now, what we'll go into next is how to add a deposit to here. And what you're going to want to do is change this with the down arrow, move to the deposits, record the same way. You put in the date of the deposit. You're recording the payee, whoever it may be. You put the amount of the deposit in. And then what account you want that to go to. So we'll just put services here. And then we'll record our deposit. Now we've recorded our entries. Now, if you're going to use invoices, you're going to have to record your deposit a different way to apply it against the invoice. So what you would do is you would just hit a receive payment, pick the customer, and then pick the invoice that was being paid. And then it'll bring it over to this statement that way. This is for anybody who is not using invoices through QuickBooks, who is just sending out their own invoices, receiving payments, putting it in, writing checks by hand out of the checkbook, and want to record all their transactions. Now what we're going to look at after we've recorded all of our checks, all of our deposits, we want to now go and reconcile our bank account. So in order to reconcile the bank account, in this top right corner, we have a reconciliation, right? This will bring you to the bank rec section. But the other spot that you could get there is in the transaction section, you have reconcile. It is also up here in the cog as well. So you can get there from 3 different ways. What you're going to do here is you're going to record the ending bank balance for 2,300. Well, so what we're going to do is we're going to 5,300, and we're going to change this date to be today. You got to put the ending bank balance day of whatever bank statement that you're using to do this. Then we're going to hit start reconciliation. Now, what this brings up is all your transactions that you have in the system and the ending statement balance off your bank statement. Then you've got the difference of what was cleared last time. So what you want to do is you want to clear everything that clears on your bank statement, the deposits and all the expenses. So we're showing that this deposit cleared according to what I put in. And once I click that and check it off as clearing, it now says that I have no difference in my bank rec. So that means that I'm finished and I'm ready to finish the reconciliation. So what I would do is I hit finish now. And I'm done with my bank rec, right? Most bank recs, you're going to have a lot of transactions that are clearing. You just have to clear all your checks that cleared, any electronic transfers that cleared, any deposits, and then you'll be able to clear, and then you'll be able to reconcile. Once you're done with that, you could see your past reconciliations by hitting that little blue line that says history of account. Then it'll give you all your reconciliations that you've prepared, and you could view the report. Once you view the report, this will be the bank rec that you had prepared at the time. So the next thing that I want to show you is how to set up your bank feeds, or where to go to set up your bank feeds, because I know a lot of clients have questions on that because they want to hook their bank accounts up, and it's a very easy way for you to hook up your bank accounts. You'll get all the transactions to come through to a certain section, and then you could record them all directly in the QuickBooks. So where you go for that is, again, in transactions. You go to banking transactions. Now, in the banking transactions, you're going to have a connect account feature here. When you click on that connect account feature, it's going to give you all different bank accounts to look, all different banks to look through. You're going to type in the name of your bank. So for instance, we'll use M&T. And you'll see that it'll pick up all of the different M&T accounts, or any little banks that may have MT in it. You're going to pick the account that you want, and then you have to put in your user identification. You have to put in your user ID and your password from how you log into your online bank account through the online system. Then it'll take that user information and it'll connect your bank account to QuickBooks. Once that's done, you'll see in here that you'll have a bank account amount, and it'll have a bunch of transactions that it brings in directly from the bank. and they will update sporadically, maybe every day or so, of all the new transactions that go through the bank. So you'll always have something in here to put into QuickBooks. Just once it comes in through here, you then have to go through and tell each transaction what account you want it to go to, whether it's a deposit, you want to send it in directly through the system, right? That takes away from having to go to this, the way we recorded the checks originally. You would bring in the transfers and the deposits and the checks directly through the bank feed instead of coming to the check register and entering them how we had just done a little while ago. It makes things a lot easier to clear. It makes the bank rec a lot easier because whatever you're bringing in through that feed is already showing up as cleared. So when you do the bank rec, it'll automatically have that checked because it knows that it came directly from the bank. So our firm has one of our services is training in QuickBooks. This is a short training session that I wanted to show everybody the basics of QuickBooks Online, how to get around in it, how to use the program, how to set it up. If you need any additional training, how to create invoices, how to apply payments, how to hook your bank account up, how to use that service of bringing the checks in from once you hooked up your bank account. Contact me at Traphagen. My email address is Craig, CRAIG, at tfgllc.com. And we will help you. We'll set up a time for a training session. And I will help you get through any areas that you may need help in that are on top of anything that we've gone through today. All right, it's very nice to speak with everyone and to have this presentation. I hope it helps you all out. And I wish you all a happy new year.